the South. Who lied to you? Your catalog ain't what Wayne's catalog is. Your catalog ain't Ludacris's catalog. Your catalog ain't even Ross's catalog. And listen, bruh, your catalog ain't 2 Chainz catalog. You is not king of the South. Listen, Gucci, Jeezy, there's a lot of stuff in front of you. Remember, Swiss Beats made you who you are when he did that song with you, and you had those Jay-Z vocals. The East Coast made you. You got a cosign to start your career, because that 24s was trash. You watch your mouth when you talk about what's going on over here, when you ain't got no balls. You are a swag rapper. And when you step in that ring with Jeezy, the streets is gonna tell you exactly who you are in those comments. Cause I'm gonna tell you. And listen, you ain't.
Yo, hit the thumbs up button, man. I'm not. Flex is a cornball, but I gotta agree. Some of his points I actually agree with, man. Because he is telling the truth about that one, about the Swiss record. Swiss Beats, by the way, in New York, by the way, of the Bronx, did produce T.I.'s first national hit record, if we being for real. You know, that was the first hit, and it did feature Jay-Z on the ad-libs, which Jay-Z actually stole that bar from Biggie, just throwing that in there. But, yeah, Flex is definitely wild, and 24s was dope. That's how my partner roll. The 24s was hard, man. I actually... Trap music was actually my favorite T.I. album. Like, that birthed the whole trap genre, and that was like his real... That was, to me, his last real southern, all-the-way hip-hop record before he went commercial or whatever you want to call it. Flex is corny. Flex is always going to say wild shit. He's always going to say stuff to get his name out there. You know, almost like a couple years ago when he was talking about Tupac, you know, trying to promote Biggie's, the Biggie tribute on Hot 97 Summer Jam. He lied. He lied, you know, all of that, like just extra shenanigans. He's just extra. But he makes a point. Like I said, man, is it really a stretch to say that Jeezy's catalog is better? No. You know, now when I say Jeezy, does Jeezy have better albums than T.I. all time? Probably not, but I don't think T.I. has an album that can hang with Thug Motivation 101. That's just me. That album was like the Get Rich or Die Trying of the South. That album took over. You know what I mean? I personally have probably listened to a Jeezy album before a T.I. album. I haven't even checked out T.I.'s new album. I heard it's pretty cool, but I'm just more of a Jeezy guy. He also said, like you heard Flex, talked about Ross. It's not too far of a reach to say Ross's catalog is better. It's not too far of a reach for some people who prefer Ludacris. I'll probably listen to T.I. over Ludacris. Now lyrically, T.I. got smoked by Ludacris. We all know that on the Stomp record by Young Buck. They even took T.I. off because it just wasn't fair. Now, Flex is reaching for the stars when he says 2 Chainz. Now, that's disrespectful. Give Titty Boy his credit. He's been around for 20 years. But yeah, you should be reaching with that. That's Flex trying to get under his skin. But like I say, it's not too far of a reach. Now, say what you want, you know, and both of these guys are legends in their own right. You know what I mean? Flex isn't probably going to get his status or his flowers until he's gone because he says so much off the wall stuff and he's so arrogant and so extra that he turned a lot of people off. But Flex is a living New York DJ legend. He just is. You know, period. And T.I. is in his own right is also. But he ain't, I agree. T.I. opened up this can of worms when he challenged 50 and tried to make it a New York thing. And like I said, he did that interview where he was talking about on Hot 97, saying that New York hip hop fans were, he compared New York hip hop fans and our biasness to white supremacists. And I'm like, what? You know what I mean? What are you, step out of the 90s, bro. Like, hip hop hasn't been regional since like the early 2000s. The South has been controlling the influence with the sound, strip club culture. Like, what are you butthurt about? Like, I don't get T.I. and his whole New York thing. So you had Busta called him out last week. He dodged that, and Jeezy, you know, matched him. So he said, okay, I'll go with that, cause Busta too old. I ain't gonna mess with Busta. He need to go battle Melly Mel. You know, that's what he was throwing out. But now Flex, and I don't think it's gonna stop. I think other New Yorkers are gonna call his card because, like I say, you trying to make it, you trying to use this as an agenda to push this whole New York versus the South thing. Who cares about where you from, especially in 2020? Drake's from Canada. Does anybody care? Griselda's from Buffalo. I love Griselda. I've never been to Buffalo. I could give a damn less. You know what I mean? Like, who cares where somebody's from? When X and Snoop did their verses, which to me was the best one, it was like a real concert. They could have easily went the corny route and did East Coast versus West Coast. Man, what is it, 1997? Who cares? You know what I mean? But like Flex has a point. Conquer your own city first, let alone the South. Because if we just talk in Atlanta, you can't just automatically say undisputedly he's the hottest thing of all time in Atlanta. Because you do got Gucci, you do got Jeezy. You know, I'm not gonna put Andre in there because he's not a solo act. You know, but there's a lot of credible artists in your own city that you can argue your catalog isn't as good. And then don't even get me started on Wayne. You know what I mean? Who ain't from Atlanta, but he's from the South. And, you know, just like T.I. had the co-signment, you still can say whatever you want about New York, but you have to get that co-signment from New York before you're really a megastar. You know, Wayne was always popping in the South, Midwest, all of that. But once Wayne got that co-signment from Dipset and started doing stuff with Jewels and all of that, once New York embraced Lil Wayne, he became a megastar. Carter 3 sold 1 million records. He never turned around again. That was it. You know, say whatever you want. Now, T.I.'s running around here saying that he got 5 classic albums. Yeah, I don't know about that. You know, Charlemagne, the biggest T.I. groupie. Oh yeah, Tip got 5 classics. Tip got maybe to your country backwards ass because you grew up on a dirt road somewhere. T.I. ain't got 5 classics. I'm sorry. He's got 5 good albums. He's got maybe 2 classics. Like I say, I personally preferred the first, I mean, trap music and urban legends. A lot of people would throw King in there, whatever, whatever, whatever. But he opened up this can of worms when he tried to make it a New York thing. You should have just stayed the way it was. Out of all the versus battles that they've done with people from opposite spectrums of the country, he was the only one who tried to make it about New York versus the South. Because he's just stuck in the 90s and he wants to prove a point. And it's like, nah, bro. So I'm glad Jeezy got him. You know, it's not a real competition, and even though they build verses up like it's a competition, it's a concert. It's nothing more than that. These guys ain't gonna fight. They're gonna play their hits, and that's it. Now, if T.I.'s gonna respond to Flex, you know, who knows? He probably won't. Flex is such a clown these days. He doesn't even get he doesn't even get reactions for most people when he does talk. People just be like, yeah, whatever. He doesn't get the respect. He doesn't get the acknowledgement of his trolling or his shit talking these days. It's just like, okay, that's just Flex being Flex. Nobody says anything. But let me know what y'all think about Flex. Is Flex pushing it too far, or does Flex have a point? You know, you have to, you gotta conquer your own region first before you step up to the plate and conquer and try to challenge New York City. Because like I say, I don't think T.I. had the impact that Wayne had. When I hear these young rappers coming up talking about their influences, a lot of them bring up Wayne for the most part. Some of them bring up Gucci. I don't really hear a lot of them bringing up Tip's name. You know what I mean? Wayne is probably the biggest artist in Southern hip hop history, if we being real. You know, and then when you talk about cultural biasness, that's natural. Most West Coast cats born and raised, they prefer West Coast rap. You know, most Southern cats prefer Southern rap. Like even back in the day, like most Southern cats, they were more into UGK, Master P, Cash Money, and you know, so on and so on. They would listen to that, most of them, but before they would pop in a Wu-Tang CD or a Mobb Deep CD, because they could relate to that more, and vice versa. There's nothing wrong with that. That's natural. You know, so keep it a buck, man. Me personally, I never cared. I listen to all kind of hip hop. I love West Coast rap. I love Southern rap. I love New York hip hop, of course. You know, I like a little bit of every kind of hip hop. If it's dope and the production is good and the wordplay is cool, I'm with it. I don't care if you're from the Bronx or you from Kalamazoo. If it's fire, it's fire. I don't even be looking up who from where. Now, if a new artist come out, I don't even be checking where they from. I don't care, you know. But Tip made this a mess, so now Tip got to deal with it. And you know, Flex is an opportunist, and Flex is a marketing genius to a certain degree. He gonna do what he can do to keep himself relevant, you know. So Flex got it now. So Flex says T.I. is the king of the South. And he says he ain't got no bars. Now, I'm not going to go that far. T.I. got bars. He held his own on Swagger Like Us with Wayne and Jay and Kanye. He's got bars. I'm not going to go that far and say Tip can't rap. That's once again, that's Flex reaching for the sky. He's stretching right there. But Flex has a point in a couple of his thoughts in there. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Is Flex right about T.I. or not?